Okay, welcome back, guys. So, episode 10 of On the Hook. So, it is the final episode for series 2. So, what we're going to discuss today, guys, and it's been requested quite a few times, is we will speak about the killer tier list. This is going to be a killer tier list at a competitive level. So, we did a tier list a few weeks back. If you missed it, you can check that out. But this will be slightly different, I'm imagining, than the tier list that we've done before. And that will have all the killers against the top players. That's how we're looking at it. So today, guys, we have Rosie. Rosie's back after taking a week off last week. Darth is back again. Airless and Kirk. So how are you doing, guys, first and foremost?
I'm doing well.
I'm doing good so far.
My finger's better.
I'm getting over a sickness as well, so if I sound a little weird, that's why. And if I ever cough, I'll try to mute as soon as that happens.
I think I'm coming down with a sickness. I was like not feeling too well all day today, but hopefully we'll hang in there for.
Well, that's just what happens when you play Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Yeah,
what it
you're
is.
right. That's why I got it from actually.
It's a byproduct.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got the tier list on screen, guys, and we've got D, C, B, A, and S. So we did decide beforehand that we're going to do the tier list the other way around. So we're going to start off with the Weaker Killer first and finishing on the S tier. So I'm sure some of you in chat will probably like to have a guess at who's an S tier, but feel free, guys, to join in and let us know your thoughts on that in the chat. We will try to respond as much as possible. All right, guys. So we are starting with the weakest one. So D I can't spit it out. D tier list. Yeah. So who do we have
Pig
in there, do you think?
Dude, Trapper's worse than Pig. Trapper's worse than Pig.
No, he's not. No,
Yes, he is, bro. I'll argue this to the day I fucking die, dude. Why does everyone think that she's worse? She's not, bro.
Well, let me explain why.
Let me
explain why. Trapper obviously is not a good killer either, you know. But with Trapper, if you play smart, you can shut down loops. Yep. And if you get a guy in basement and you get a certain setup in basement, that guy is not getting out of basement. Pig's power is almost entirely on RNG, and her dash, like, I mean, no smart guy is going to get hit by a dash. It's just not going to happen.
That's true.
It's not what DBD Facebook said, bro.
Well, DBD Facebook
there was a guy on DBD
Facebook.
There was a guy on DBD Facebook who said, "I'm tired of people who say Pig's dash is underrated." I think he was ranked 13, by the way, so like he wasn't even great.
The average Redditor.
Okay. With an add-on, her ambush can be useful. Without it, it's absolute trash.
But they're yellow and brown.
They're
yellow and brown. The add-ons are yellow and brown. They're so accessible. Anybody can put them on at any game. Dude, I think Pig
has bags. You know,
Trapper.
Bag.
The
Trapper is that he's win more. Like you put down a trap, but like you don't really get good until you have like a trap at every location that need immediate access to.
And that takes setup time. It does. Pig, your setup time is directly correlated with your chasing. So if you're doing your objective, chasing survivors, catching survivors, putting your trap on the head of a survivor, that's not you don't have to deviate from your normal path of trying to win the game with Trapper. You literally need setup time. And any killer with setup time is automatically worse. If Hag didn't need setup time, she'd be the best killer in the game.
Probably,
but she gets pushed down because she needs setup time. She's still good. But it's Trapper so bad.
I agree with that. But you gotta realize, once the trap's already on the head, it's entirely luck. Depends on how good that does.
Yeah, but
sure, you can have games where you can, maybe kill someone and slow everyone else down because they have to check 3 boxes. But then you also have games where they take 1 box at a time, and you can't account for that. And that variance in RNG it doesn't help you.
It makes her
I
terrible.
think it's the worst.
Yeah, she's bad, but she's certainly not the worst.
I have to say definitely the Pig. For one, just about every other killer has a perk that benefits their power, whereas the Pig literally has no perk that benefits her power whatsoever. I thought, Unnerving Presence would be beneficial to the Jigsaw boxes. I tried that, and then I found out, a skill check perk don't affect skill checks on a Jigsaw box. I was like, what?
It's distressing.
That's why they nerfed Huntress Lullaby. That's the exact reason why they nerfed Huntress Lullaby.
I thought it was because of Doc.
Oh, well, that's one reason.
It was Doc.
Oh, well, never mind. I'm done.
I was like, really? a skill check perk
Okay.
that don't affect certain skill checks. That's stupid.
Well,
Okay.
here's my whole thing on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, okay, next killer.
Pig has like we all talk about Pig having RNG, but like whenever everyone brings up RNG, they are automatically talking about the worst possible scenario. I feel like. Do you think Pig getting 4 traps where the guys have to go search all 4 boxes is worse than Trapper?
No. Here's a better way to say it. On average, like, there's 4 boxes. Let's even like lowball it. Let's say it takes 2 searches per survivor
For everybody?
That's still good, and that's like more than half the time. Like it's gonna be 2 or more searches.
But like
So-
2 and 3, like maybe like 2 2s and 2 3s. Is that worse than Trapper? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Right.
Okay, look.
think
If it's going to be an argument,
I think the only way to settle this is a good old. Let's do a majority. So.
Fight to the death.
Kirk, who are you saying is bottom? Trapper?
Trapper.
Rosie?
Who I say is bottom? Trickster.
Yeah. I would say Trickster as well. So I'm
No
throwing
way.
it in there.
No way.
Darth, who are you saying?
I'm sticking with Pig.
Pig. So we've got 2 for Trapper. Sorry, 1 for Trapper, 2 for Trickster, 1 for Pig, and Airless.
I choose Pig too, but Pig.
Pig. Right.
With anti-loop cannot be the bottom killer. That literally isn't possible. It literally isn't.
And Trickster, how is Trickster not anti-loop?
He is. That's why he's not the worst killer.
All right. Okay.
Lately I've
But
came
Cloud
across
was the worst
some
character
pretty
in the
decent
game for, like,
tricksters.
Cloud was the worst character in the game for like what 2 years? He was anti-loop. Being anti-loop doesn't not make
I
him the
don't
worst
think he was.
character in the game.
I don't think he was the worst character.
Oh, I do.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll put the Trapper and the Pig in deity for now, but we can come back and swap them around in a particular order. So,
Okay.
who would we say is next then, guys? Can I throw a case in for the Trickster here?
Yeah, Trickster.
Yeah. Trickster, I'd say, is bottom of C tier. I don't think he's tier 2.
He's not that great.
Bottom of C tier. So we are saying that he's better still than the Pig and the Trapper.
Because he is anti-loop.
Okay, so because he's got
Don't forget.
Like, what
don't-
anti-loop we talking
don't-
about? Basic tiles?
3 knives that you can
you can
throw
mine-
instantly?
You can mind game those tiles. He has anti-loop at anyway.
But if
Any
they're low
tile
down,
that's
there is no...
good, then he doesn't anti-loop it.
He's also tall. He's not tall.
I think it comes. I mean, me personally, preference-wise, if I was to play any team, I would much rather pick the Trapper or the Pig
Yeah,
than the
same.
Trickster. But that comes down. I don't know about you, Rosie, but I've said it before. I'm not very good with projectile killers, so maybe that is something that I'm putting into account, putting a biased view into it. That even the Huntress, I'm not very good at Deathslinger. So
I
maybe-
play Shitslinger, but not
Yeah.
Huntress.
So maybe I am being a bit biased towards that. So all right, then, guys. So who's next then? Do you think?
Trapper.
Demo?
Who do I think is next? Plague
No.
Oh.
Plague? No,
or Legion?
no,
or
no.
Legion?
I would say
Legion.
Myers.
I think
Oh
Myers too.
fuck! I forgot about fucking Myers.
I think Myers is next.
Yeah, Myers
He's in this
definitely.
game. Myers, yeah.
Like I was using him at rank 1 just a few minutes ago. It is such a nightmare. No pun intended to play as Myers.
Actually, wait. Can I throw in a late campaign to throw Myers in D?
I
Can I throw him in D. I want him in D.
okay. Anybody?
Yeah,
object
Myers
to
is in
that?
D.
Oh, that seems fair.
Wait, to who being in D tier?
Myers.
Michael.
Myers.
Yeah,
He's-
Myers.
Okay.
I would,
No, because he's better than Trickster.
because he has the
I-
insta-down, and he has a lower Terrius, not to mention his red stain is more dimmer than most killers. So
I'm not
he
coming-
does have some potential.
And I'm
You
not
see, if I'm
comfortable with
making
the
this
tier list.
Trickster's in D with him.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's
if
why I'm saying he's in D.
Trickster is not better than Myers. That's something I know for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, how about we swap this? So we put Trickster, Pig, and Trapper in that order, or in the deity list, and then we have Michael Myers, in the C list.
So okay. So Trickster,
Jay, do you
Pig,
truly
Trapper is the
believe
order
that-
of D. Yeah.
Go ahead, Daph.
Jay, do you truly? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, it was
I
Alice.
would.
Sorry,
I
yeah.
wouldn't say.
Yeah. Sorry, I got that mixed up. Alice.
Do you truly believe that Trickster is the worst killer?
I think if it comes down to personal preference, for me, I would much rather. I think the Trapper and the Pig have more up the sleeves, more to counter the survivors than the Trickster.
I do too.
Trapper, yes, he's going to have a problem where he has the slow start, but that's the same with most trap killers. The Pig, I do agree. I think it was Alice that mentioned it. She is RNG dependent, but
Definitely.
I still think you can really turn a game around if you get the the head masks on, and you can slow the game down in your favour. So I do think she's got certain things going for her. Whereas
she does have a stealth mechanic too that we haven't even talked about. Like we can use that's good early game.
It's the worst one, but yeah, it's there.
Well, yeah, it's there.
I would say she's add-on reliant. Otherwise, you're just pub stomping.
And I say Trickster just absolutely curb stomps if he's aiming well and the team is like a normal hub. I knew we're talking about like tournament level survivors.
Yeah,
like a good Swift.
Yeah,
but I think against a good Swift, any M1 killer is just like Trickster's just like, I'm not saying Trickster's uncounterable, but like you can like fling out a knife instantly, and it's just like, I'm not saying he's good, but he's inevitable. Yeah.
I think
he's very inevitable.
I think this comes
not
down.
to mention the body blocking.
So is Thanos, and look what happened to him.
I think the what I've got in my head here is if I'm playing a Swift, I would much rather be 115% killer. But again, that's probably coming down to me because I think you need that map pressure, and I don't think the Trickster can get around the map if you're playing a good Swift, and they're gonna. And this is the problem with Myers as well. This is the problem with Myers is if you're playing a good Swift, they're going to starve you of your powers. So,
Wait,
I mean,
hold on. I got one question.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting, but in this whole conversation, are we talking about like where we're playing on a balanced map, like Wrecker's Yard, or just like a fair? What like are we talking about? General, the map being played on is balanced.
Yeah.
That would be impossible to actually scope because there's just so many maps, and not to mention the randomness.
Well, considering that most maps in this game are unbalanced, I would say that you should assume you're on a Survivor favorite map because that's what 95% of the maps are in this game.
Pretty much. So there's no
like Suffocation Pit, for example.
I love Suffocation Pit personally.
I actually don't mind that one.
It's like Azerov's in my opinion.
Orman.
Larry's is my favorite.
Yeah.
Did you just say Larry's is your favorite?
Yes.
You masochist.
Right. Okay.
Is it funny that I like playing him with Bubba on that map?
Oh my goodness.
So
you mad lad.
A lot of the conversation on chat is around Trickster and Myers being D tier.
Yeah, that's like
So
Myers is better. Myers is better than Trickster, I'd say, in general.
So how about we do this then? I know it's going to be a bit delayed.
I still think he should be D tier.
Yeah, if we put him down in D tier, and as I say, guys, once we've finished it, I'm sure there's going to be scope for us to move people around after. So after Myers, who do we say is next then, guys?
That's the end of D tier, I think.
You think that is D tier?
Probably agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next up then, the C tier list. So could we put a case for the Demagogue in there?
What? New Demo is awesome.
Okay, as someone who said Demo was bottom 5 pre-buff, that Iridescent kicks fucking ass. And as long as that Iridescent's in the game, he's B tier.
The yellow and the brown too. Those two, yellow and the brown, the insta shred pallets and the quicker cooldown on attacks. Oh my god, Demo. Don't even talk about Demo yet.
He's at least a B tier. With
he's probably gonna be B tier.
We're not talking about Demo yet.
We'll leave him for now. What about Legion then? Legion's been mentioned as a C tier killer.
The Legion.
I've always
he's at least a C. He's not great, but he does have like counter abilities that he can kill survivors. Like Adrenaline actually is countered by that perk because when you hit a survivor and then they get adrenaline, they don't immediately heal. They
They
get back into the injured state, which is I never knew that until I had that happen to me myself.
Adrenaline is like 2019 meta though. I never even see it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think
I
adrenaline.
still
I
see
think
it.
adrenaline's not meta anymore. Personally,
I still see it in my
No,
games.
it's Lucky Break.
yeah.
Yeah,
Lucky break.
Lucky break.
Oh
yeah.
god, Lucky Break.
I think Legion is probably the weakest in C tier.
Right.
I think so too.
I
He's
think
better Myers,
For
yeah, in
Legion
my
being
personal
C
opinion.
tier, and then I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but whenever we start talking about Plague, the case for Legion being C tier is now we're assuming that everyone is 4-man Swift and good. The problem with that is now you have to assume that everybody has 4 Dead Hards. And since everyone has 4 Dead Hards, there's no reason to heal against Legion, so he falls 2 tiers inherently because of that.
Yeah. Plus, as
So
well,
4 Dead
plus-
Hards, 115. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Plus,
he
as
can't
well,
do
if
it.
you're playing a good Swift, then you know you're going to have your resiliences as well. So if they're
Mhm.
injured, they're just going to plow through anywhere with the likes of resilience on the perks.
A lot of people are running resilience right
Yeah.
now. It's very
Yeah. Okay then. So Legion definitely C tier. Next up then, guys, let's have a look.
I think Ghostface. I think he's overrated.
Ghostface.
Ghosty.
Bleh. No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I highly
No.
disagree. I highly disagree.
I played 4-man Swift as Ghostface, and yeah, that.
Well, that's
I
kind of
think he's
anecdotal.
morbidly overrated.
Ghostface is pretty much a paid Wraith in my eyes. Don't
No.
even have a belt.
Not anymore.
Instantly-
Race better
Oh my-
now.
Dude,
I
Wraith is-
know. After the buff with his speed, then he's definitely not
He has
like
built-in
Wraith
coup de
anymore.
grace.
And that's what we're talking about.
Right. So are we saying Ghostface? What about Clown, guys? Clown's been mentioned
yeah,
a few
there's
times.
Oh, I
Clown,
forgot about
it's time
him.
for Clown.
He's still mediocre, but he's better.
He's being late.
It's so funny.
He does do well.
I wouldn't say B.
He's definitely a B.
No,
He helps.
he's
stop
definitely C tier.
Clown is
Wow.
C tier.
He's a
Yeah.
clown.
Clown.
Especially after he lost the exhaustion add-on, he's definitely C tier now.
Right.
I think if we're talking in terms of
Right,
like
definitely.
running,
He is better than Ghosty now.
I think if we're talking in terms of running like yellow and brown add-ons and occasionally running greens, I think Clown is definitely not that great. I mean, he's okay with like double purples, but like that's not like an average game. You know what I mean? And, like I think in tournament those perks are usually banned, or those
I
add-ons.
mean, if
are
I'm
usually
playing
banned,
Clown
so.
and I average games, I'm bringing double purples.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
argue
but-
that if
I
we're
bring
ranking
Clown. I
because-
actually do pretty well with him. I get at least 2 kills with him.
in like a normal game, which like I don't
Yeah,
know,
we're
it's like a
talking about
god.
against a Swift.
I would argue that
Swift though definitely is a bit
Clown
harder.
is definitely C tier.
Swift
so, too.
C tier, yeah.
Right.
But I just want to say,
Yeah.
I would
go ahead.
argue that if we're talking about killer strength and just like the core power, I think that if we're just talking about just the base power, we shouldn't really be thinking about
Yeah.
add-ons.
Add-ons.
No, that's
Yeah.
such a stupid argument. Who plays killer without add-ons? That is like the silliest
do.
thing ever. Like, yeah, but
Because
like
I wanna
you
learn the
don't
power
win.
itself.
Especially at rank 1.
Dude, look, I think the argument, what if you're not using add-ons? We're talking about against a good team, and against a good team, you're probably going to have add-ons. And let's face it, 95%
Yeah,
of
you
players
will.
run add-ons.
Okay, well,
Bubba-
here's my
Bubba doesn't need add-ons at
perspective
all.
on add-ons. My perspective on add-ons as long as they're within reason. Like,
Right.
when I analyze minors, I get rid of tombstones because those aren't within reason. I don't
It's-
think.
yeah.
Even though I don't think he would shoot up to S with tombstones. I think he probably goes up to B if you run tombstone piece. But like, I don't think that's within reason. Like, that's
I
not the
think
win condition of the game, if you ask me. Just like old Iridescent Head, that wasn't. New Iridescent Head isn't much better in terms of the fun factor, but like, that's not within reason. But like, something like Ghostface double stacked pens, all that shit, I still consider that within reason. Even though it's his best stuff, I
It's
still
green and
think it's
yellow.
within reason of the game. Yeah, it's green and yellow. That's me. That's how I do it.
That makes sense. I understand that.
So-
and that's how I probably do it too.
Okay, so even with the add-ons, are we saying again we'll have a vote? Clown C tier, Kirk.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
fair one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
I
above
still
Legion.
believe he's A tier, depending on how you actually use your bottles.
You say
Like,
A?
we'll go with... No, B.
Oh.
No, I
thought
don't
you said
not
A,
He's
I
he's
see.
very average.
He's definitely not an A, even with his speed bottles.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we'll put him as C then for now. And like I said, we can change him after that. Are we in agreement, Ghostface? Now the question is Ghostface better than Clown?
I think most people disagree.
Yes.
I think Ghostface is B.
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. At least B tier.
I think Ghostface is B.
Throw him in B. Throw him in B. I say throw him in B.
The thing with Ghostface is like, I mean, I'm someone that used to have Ghostface in my top 5, and like and ever since then he's been steadily falling for me. So I do understand the overrated part of the argument, but like, what I feel like when people would see something that's so overrated, I tend to do this too with Pyramid. Like when I see something overrated, I feel like a lot of us tend to underrate it.
Yeah.
Because like I've talked so much shit about Pyramid Head's Punishment of the Damned, and I'm sure like even though I'm gonna campaign for him to be lower, I'm sure he'll be higher than where I would personally rank him. So I just think if when you talk about something so overrated, you have a tendency to underrate it. I just think it's B.
B, right?
Yeah. With green and yellow pen, which is like the only thing that makes him good, he's B.
Okay. And are we saying, just to clarify this tier list, we're saying the Clown's better than Legion?
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. So we've got our first killer on the B list, and that's Ghostface. Right.
Yeah, I think C tier's done. The more I look at it, but like I think C tier's gonna be done for this tier list. I think Plague is the next discussion.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
I've came across some nasty plagues, dude. Yeah. Like I've seen some really decent plagues. Like they're hard to come by, but boy, when you come across a good one, you better be on top of your game.
But we are on top of our game. We're talking about competitive four-man Swift, probably 4 deaths.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying, like, I've seen some really scary plagues. So I would say B tier in my opinion.
Well, if the discussion is about Plague, at worst, in your worst situation is Plague, everyone's injured. So you don't have to worry about getting hit and they run forward. Yeah, they have dead hard, but they're still injured. At the best, you can wipe out an entire team because you still get one.
They're injured until they know they can win the game. When they know they can win the game, they start cleansing.
And you get fountains for that.
Yeah, but
the fountains don't matter if they're across the map.
Do you think you have time to get all those corrupt purge and then down 4 survivors in like 45 seconds?
Gates open in 20 seconds. It's not even 45, it's more like 30. Like
the cleansing is not bad. Quick. People that throw her high just say cleansing's not bad. Well, cleansing is bad, which it's just not if you know how to do it. And 4-man Swift knows how to do it.
But he's good. She's
especially
good,
the trick
she's
where
like
if you cleanse with all the puddles, with all the fountains, she instantly gets her power. But then all of the pools.
But then they're all gone. Yeah.
Yeah, that is like really good to do that against the Plague.
And most of the time, you're getting it when you don't even want it if they force it like that. But
exactly.
I don't think she's like A, but I think she's definitely better than Ghostface for sure.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. I think Plague's definitely.
Also, there is that one problem. Sorry, but there is that one problem that if she gets stunned, she loses her power.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say B tier. If she couldn't get stunned out of her power like that,
how are you gonna get stunned? Her power is a projectile, basically.
Dude, if she could get stunned, enduring would be so great on her. Just for real.
Yeah. She can get stunned.
Tank all those tiles.
I think so basically when you have your power, to down, if a survivor stuns you with a pallet, you lose that power regardless of how much time's left. So I think that's what you're trying to say, isn't it, Erlis, along them lines?
Pretty much.
Yeah, essentially, you're not really going to be in a situation to do that because either they go through the pallet and you don't respect it, then you can hit them, or they drop the pallet and then you hit them with the corrupt purge. So getting stunned really is a non-issue, I personally feel.
Yeah, I agree that part of it's not really a problem. I just think her kit's the problem. The way her corruption works and gaining her, I think that's the problem.
One of the pools like all the way on the other side of the map.
Well, yeah.
Like, okay, let me put it this way:
again.
if you were to walk around with corruption for like half the match, I think you would be B tier, for real. If you could honestly, realistically pull that off against good teams, I think you would be B tier. I just don't think you're realistically pulling that off against Swift.
Yeah.
Because I don't think corrupt purge plague is bad. I don't think she's bad.
She's definitely not bad.
I just think getting there.
She can be very strong.
I just think getting there and just getting the game state to where you want it is like the equivalent of like winning twice.
Okay, so we're gonna leave her on BT then.
Yep.
BT ahead of Ghostface.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, where would you put? Let's see, Deathslinger.
B. He's got a good chase, but he's no mobility. So.
I think he's good in B.
Yeah.
I think so. A lot of people are like exaggerating when they put him super duper low, but he's also not like S tier like Tofu says. I'd say he's B.
Yeah, I think I could agree with B.
I say the highest he is A, but yeah.
Legion with a gun.
The absolute highest he could be for a realistic argument is A, but B is fine for now.
Because Plague is better map pressure, I think. So he's in between
ahead of the
them.
Plague, or right? So in between them, you say. So better than Ghostface, but not as good as Plague.
I think so.
Any disagreements on that, guys?
No, we're good with that.
No, everyone good with that. All right, let's look
I'm fine.
at the next killer. Who we'll pick? Billy. Billy. Where would you put Billy?
You know, people complain about him, and I complain about him a lot about how he feels to play. But even still, play at his best, he's A.
Yeah.
You think he's
Definitely A.
I'd say top of B.
I think so too. I know.
Top of B. Billy's done, guys. He's not good against Swift anymore.
People love to hold on to the fact that
What
he's
was
so
always good on him was Instasaw, and Instasaw is dead.
And that was overpowered, and they got rid of that. But it's just overheat now.
Not to mention back Revan Billy's. Jesus Christ.
Did anybody see Otstava's video? You know, he's been doing a killer tier list in regards to he's been getting the mains to play. Did anyone see the game that he had with Billy?
I did not. I don't.
When was it posted?
No, he posted it. So it was somebody played as Leatherface and somebody played as Billy, and Billy struggled. Billy struggled big time.
Yeah, I could highly see that. I think Leatherface is better than Billy. I'm just gonna say it.
Yes, I agree.
If we're putting Billy in A, Leatherface is in A. And I don't know if Leatherface is in A.
Yeah, no.
So I don't know if Leatherface is in A. So I think Billy is definitely in B.
No, Bubba A. He is so strong.
I think 100%. I don't think Bubba's A, but I think I am of the opinion that Bubba is better than Billy.
Bubba's not only better than Billy. Bubba is like significantly better than Billy. Yes. Like, I think Billy needs to try to
Leatherface
is better than Deathslinger or Ghostface than talking about Bubba.
Bubba needs no add-ons. He doesn't need.
Like,
he really doesn't even need slowdown perks. He can insta-down people.
In most of the things that I've seen people talk about Leatherface or Bubba, honestly, I see a lot of people putting him low in their tier list, and I really don't understand why.
Because they're mad at face camping Bubbas who killed him, and they feel bad about it.
You don't actually get a smart Bubba.
When Bubba's actually playing right, he's a fucking machine.
I can describe a situation.
When he is played correctly, he is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and I can describe a situation where he's good. You have a pallet dropped, right? That's in front of you. The survivor's on the other side of the pallet. When you're playing as Billy, you can only threaten around an angle you can immediately turn around. So, you know, if the survivor's on the other side of the pallet, you have to rev your chainsaw, go around to the other side, threaten to do a whip around and turn on them, but they can just dodge it or vault the pallet, then you're just getting a pallet break.
Yes.
With Bubba, if you rev your chainsaw, you are threatening to go all the way around and hit them no matter where you are in that loop. So you can literally zone survivors into forcing them to be next to the pallet when you break it. I think Bubba is better than Billy, and I think that's not that crazy. And it's impossible to miss with him too when you chainsaw. You know what you're doing.
It's crazy to say Billy's better than Bubba at this point.
I think so too. His add-ons are so much better too.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll say one last thing about Bubba.
Go on.
Can I add something
remember
to Bubba?
That? Oh yeah, sure.
You go. Well, you go first.
Remember the Billy and Bubba, like top tier Bubba video that Ots put out a while back?
That's what I was just talking about. Yeah. I've already.
Do you remember how that one Bubba used those add-ons for distance?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really opened my mind to what you could do with Bubba. So essentially, Billy's phased out because of Bubba.
Yeah, are you talking about chili? The chili stacked together?
Yeah.
Even yellow chili is
disgusting.
good. Even yellow chili is good.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Another thing that's good about I'm sorry, you're trying to talk.
So what I've learned from Bubba is you can use his Saw's mobility to just get away from the hook. So you can use like hook-based kind of perks with him, which oh my god, I can't believe how much I use the Saw so much with Bubba than anything else. I don't even use his mallet some games. I practically just use the Saw the entire game.
And I'm no
my
expert
chaser
with
is
Billy.
like shit.
But I'm no expert with Billy by any means, but when I play Billy now, I run fucking save the best for last and do stacks. Because I feel like the chainsaw is just so underpowered at loops at this point.
Well, I think we've decided that Bub is pretty good. I think I think that consensus.
I think for me, like I said, I will revert back to that Ott video. I mean, it's hard to say because it was two different players as well. So unless you had the same player who was good on both trying against a team, so it was two different players. It was two different maps. A lot had to be taken into account, but the way the Bubba played, definitely like you said, it opened my eyes as well. So I would say Bubba is better than Billy. So do we put Billy ahead of Plague, Deathslinger, and Ghosty?
I put Billy behind all three of them.
Yes.
No.
I put he's above them.
I think
Billy's got good mobility.
I would go. Sorry, go.
I think in the middle of Plague and Deathslinger, because he does still have the mobility and the one hit, so he still has those going for him.
I think it goes Bubba, Plague, Billy, Deathslinger, Ghostface. Bubba, Plague, Billy. Yeah, Bubba, Plague, Billy.
Okay, well, I have Bubba in A, and I think Demogorgon is next. The more I look at it, because I don't think Demo's an A, and I think Bubba's better than Demo.
I think double stack chili Bubba is A, but that's a purple. I don't know. I don't really like. I don't feel comfortable using purples to judge how good a killer is.
Right. Should we move on then to Demo then? Are we saying Demo B as well?
I think Demo or Wraith.
He's B tier. Demo is B tier.
Definitely B tier.
I forgot Wraith.
Yeah, Demo or Wraith is next.
So
Wraith.
Demo.
S tier.
Now, do we put Demo above Plague? We have got just while we've got chat on, guys. So Brother Phoenix, he does play in a competitive Survivor Friends team. He's really questioning Plague being better than Billy.
He thinks every killer is D tier.
No, Billy's above Plague.
Billy's above Plague. Do we?
Yeah, definitely.
The reason why is that she has.
Yeah, he's better than Plague, definitely.
Yeah, that is true. But with Plague, you get the actual notification of where a survivor's been with all of the puke everywhere and everything. So she has the ability of tracking as well. That Billy doesn't.
Especially with
she can hear the survivor. She can see where they've been.
I mean, that's true, but
especially with Lucky Break being in the meta now.
In terms of power.
Lucky dude,
I mean, it's not that good. Like, it's not. I mean, it's okay. You can escape a chase, but it's gonna run out.
There's not enough information about Lucky Break yet. People don't know about Lucky Break yet, so I'm not gonna make a whole argument around Lucky Break.
Since it was nerfed beyond its unreasonable, like I personally think it's still unreasonable.
I think it's still fucking obscene, but I'm not gonna talk about it yet.
But since survivors seem to have been dissuaded from using it by its nerf, there's not a lot of information on it quite yet. I think it'll catch on maybe in 3 or 4 months. People will start bringing it again. But
well, what's that? Okay, there's a competitive person in chat. What is his thoughts on it?
Well, there is the other thing is that Plague can multi-hit people, where Billy can only hit one.
Yeah, but so can Bubba.
I think. I mean, for me personally, I'll throw my 2 cents in. I think Billy's stronger than Plague. I'm one of those that I think Plague is very underrated in the game because of the certain things you're saying. However, I'm thinking about playing a top competitive team.
Billy.
And I would say the map pressure, the ability to go from one end of the map to the other quite quickly, things like that. I would say Billy's better than Demogorgon personally. But
that's true.
I agree with that.
Billy literally can get the one hit down from the start of the game. Plague, hers is more of a build up, if you get what I mean.
I think Plague's very good at, I think Plague's very good at choking the end of the game. So, survivors being injured, having the pools, when they've cleansed, things like that. I think she can choke the game, whereas I think Billy has more of, I don't know, again, I'm just
I
putting
believe
myself
Billy
in a
has
situation.
more control over the game.
Yeah,
With
I think so. It's
Plague,
more in
there's
your
less
hands.
times you are in
Mobility.
control.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say you zoom across the map, your chainsaw's at 75%, and you're at the guy. Then you're at Shaq, and then it takes 60 seconds to down the guy. And oh, look at that! There's 3 gens done, and there's another halfway done. That's not control
Not
of the
even that.
game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not even that. Is that
That's
also
not
he
control.
has the cooldown. He's
Well, you
over-
shouldn't. Well,
that's the
how many
problem.
killers can do that at Shaq?
I think
Not many.
Well, I mean, that's my point. That's why I think half of these people should be in C. But...
Also, as well, guys,
with
is
how
what
fucky Collision
guys,
is.
listen up. What you have to remember here is, I don't think, barring 2, maybe 3 killers, all these killers are going to be in that situation where you're going to lose 3 gens pretty quickly. I don't think any of the killers, besides 2 for definite, 3 at a push. But I think the game you're going to have to expect is you are going to lose the 3 gens pretty quickly, and it's about how you do that after. So I hear what you're saying about Billy, you know, but I think that probably applies to all the killers on the list, is that, you know, if you're playing a top competitive Swift, you're going to go find someone, get in a chase. In that time, you are going to lose. If you're lucky, 2 gens. If you're unlucky, 3 gens anyway. And it's about how you play after that.
Okay, well, let's take this example. Let's say you're Ghostface or Deathslinger with Monitor and Abuse. You go up to that same spot slightly slower, but you get the jump on the guy, and then you get 1 hit, and then you may take 30 to 40 seconds to down the guy, hook him, and then maybe 2 gens pop. That's more control than Hillbilly.
That's true, but that's meta, and everyone knows it. It's like how everyone knows that most killers run freaking BBQ. You know how to counter it, and everyone
Not at
does
top
it
level.
regardless.
BBQ's bad at top level.
Let me
It
tell
is
you.
so true.
Let me tell you my thinking around Ghostface as well, guys. And obviously, feel free to agree or disagree. My thinking behind Ghostface, if I'm playing Ghostface, as soon as comms are involved, I think he loses a lot of the power.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
obviously, someone's going to be, you know, even if you're in chase, someone's going to be like, "Yep, he's on me," and now he's lost all his stealth. You know, so I think that's
He's
where.
like the disguise killer, pretty much.
Yeah, I think.
Any
that's-
stealth.
I don't play him based on stealth. Honestly, I play him
he's
based
not based
on.
on stealth.
I'm more
He's
aggressive.
based on stealth.
I'm more
Yeah,
aggressive.
I
Like
just
whenever
use
I
the
get into a
power
chase,
to
the
remember
mistake a
instinct.
lot of people make with him is they just try to stalk from a distance instead of getting on a chase and then leaning and then stalking them. You know, you can make a lot more progress if you actually activate it while you're on the chase than you do than just, oh, I'm gonna crouch in the grass and try to stalk somebody. Of course, you're not gonna get anywhere like that. We're talking about top level play, not beginner's luck.
I don't think people are scared of Ghostface either, which is like such a big part of him.
no
is
one's
that, like, if
scared of
people
anybody in this game.
I'm scared
I'm
of
scared of
Ghostface.
those people.
I'm scared of
there's some fear in
Ghostface.
Blight. But I'm a bitch.
I'm scared.
I don't
scared of
count.
Lori.
So, all right. So,
No, I'm scared of Quentin. Quentin's, oh god.
Wait, Jay.
yes.
Let's talk about twins.
No,
Twins.
they're not. It's not time for that.
No, we haven't gotten
Oh.
to A tier yet, bro.
Yet. Oh yeah, not
Yeah,
even
we
close.
need to- we need
B
to do
tier
the
is
Bubba.
huge. B tier
Right.
is
How
huge.
about A?
Well, there's one person that we did leave out as C tier, and I think that would probably go to Doctor, in my opinion.
Whoa! Whoa!
No.
Oh my god!
Yes.
I
Let's
think-
deal-
We're
let's
talking
deal with
about.
Wraith
We're
first,
talking
guys.
about.
Let's deal with Wraith first.
All right.
I
Let's
can't-
let's
I
do
can't-
Wraith.
Mm.
Let's do Wraith. Where do we think Wraith is at? Bear in mind, he's obviously had
S tier.
an
Right above
Hey.
Demo.
He's S tier. I'm
Right
sorry,
above
but
Demo.
No.
I'm a Wraith main. I'm biased, so he's S
He's-
tier in my
No,
Put him
eyes.
right
Wraith
above.
is-
Put him right above.
No.
Demo.
I think Wraith is top of B. That's just me.
He's
though.
he's A
He's not-
tier at least if you
Yeah, I'd
actually
say
know.
A tier.
No, no.
He has
At
built-in
least
coup de
top of
grace.
B.
He guarantees the first hit. And
Wraith
yeah,
is
I,
Wraith is A with his all-seeing add-ons. His all-seeing are
Yeah.
purple and red, but I
Wraith
don't
doesn't
think
need
so.
add-ons at all.
Bone Clapper
That's not true.
is yellow.
I never
Bone
had a
Clipper
need
is-
for
Okay.
Don't forget Ghost. Ghost
Against the
because
Ghost
Okay,
Ghost
that's
since we're
really good.
discussing Wraith, let's ask how good is he in the chase first?
His new lunge is gross.
I
I
can
mean,
say
go around-
Yeah.
he doesn't chase, so like I don't think that's a fair question.
Exactly.
If
Well,
you're
no.
saying how
Asking
good is he in
Oh.
chase, then then you're not analyzing him right. Because how good is he in chase? He sucks in chase.
I'm
but
going.
He doesn't chase.
I'm going based on comparisons to other killers. Like, you got to consider his chase game. You got to consider, map pressure, one hit potential. Does he have any of that? No. What's his strengths? What's his weaknesses? What's the pros and cons to him?
Well, if you're talking about that, you cloak up behind someone, you get pretty much guaranteed hit with the lunge. They run off, you cloak again, and then you uncloak behind them and hit them again.
Yeah, I also think we're Wraith. I think we're Wraith as well. You can tactically, you can hit someone and go block off a window, go block a pallet, slow them down by getting in front of them. So I think he's got a lot of potential there.
Not to mention his lunge.
Yeah, but we're not. Yeah, but we're not talking about. But we're not talking about scrub survivors either.
How about to say blocking hardly works against good survivors, but also when you do try and block good survivors, and if you touch them and then immediately start uncloaking once you have touched them, you can lunge directly out of your thing and hit people. I mean, if you can just go watch now, True Talent's just discovering that now, and he thinks he's like a pioneer of Wraith gameplay. But
he's always thought that.
He came up with a freaking video. Oh, this is Wraith is top tier, blah blah blah, with a bunch of perks and shit. Like he's at least A now, and with the good perks and add-ons, he is definitely an A.
Don't stretch it. But I think he's worse than Billy. I think he's better than Demo. I think that's a perfect place for him.
Billy?
Fine.
I think Billy's such a one-track character. He just comes behind you and tries to vroom, and I just think Wraith is complete systematic dissection. I think Wraith has a certain intelligence to his game that Billy doesn't have. I think Billy is the most overrated character in this entire conversation.
Yeah. Okay, well,
I agree with you, man.
We could get
Billy is like garbage.
We could get a chance to move him, but let's move on to who was the other? Doctor.
Let's do Bubba. We never put Bubba anywhere, but we talked about him.
Yeah. We gotta put him in A. Yeah, he's A.
I personally put Bubba in A tier.
Put who in A?
Bubba. You want to put Bubba in A tier? I don't think so.
I don't think
Bruh,
so.
You have no idea how good Wraith is.
I'd say it best B.
Okay, so everyone here apparently thinks Billy's top of B tier and acknowledge that the top Bubba play was on a whole other level than the top Billy play.
Yeah, I'd put personally. This is for me. This is where I'd put him. I'd put him in B tier, but I'd put him ahead of Billy.
Me too.
I wouldn't stretch him as far as A, but I do think
Billy bottom tier.
I do think this is going to change slightly by the time we put everybody on there, but. For me, as I say, I am being swayed by the Ott video. When I watched that, I see more potential in Bubba now than I do in Billy. And I think, let's not forget, guys, Billy's been nerfed to the ground in the last few updates, hasn't he? You know, he's being handled badly. So
the strongest argument that Hillbilly has right now, the strongest argument he has is that if Lucky Break truly does become meta, then instant downs are going to be more reliable. That is the best argument he has right now, but just not right now.
Okay, so
can I?
Yeah.
Sorry, could I just say something? It's for the two guys in the chat. Here's the thing. Bubba has the mobility better than freaking Billy. Not Billy. Leather Billy. Sorry,
Just type in chat to respond to people in chat. Because let's delegate conversation with our voice to people that are actually.
I know, but just simply is that.
Oh, don't ignore Brother Phoenix, guys. Brother Phoenix Brother Phoenix thought that Kill and Escape's MMR got tested, so he doesn't exactly know what he's talking about.
Don't talk about my Brother Phoenix like that.
He's fine. He's just a pessimist. He's just a pessimist. I don't hate him. He's just a pessimist. I
think. Brother Phoenix will be coming.
Leatherface says fuck you to BT.
Just to put it in a bit of context, Brother Phoenix does play competitive DBD, so he's got a team that he plays, and they do play a tournament. So I think he's coming in from that point of view. So it's interesting to get his point of view. It's a shame he can't come on because he is under 18, unfortunately. So. But yeah, but that's the reason why he's not going to come on. But we hear what you're saying, Brother Phoenix. But we'll carry on, and as I say, I'm sure we will be changing things slightly over. There's a couple already on my list to move, but we'll speak about it at the end. So we're saying Bubba top of B.
Fine, we'll go with top of B. Me too.
Yeah, I say A, but
for the argument's sake, we'll say B.
Okay, well, like I said, guys, I am sure I've already spotted someone on B who I think should be in C, and I think we might go the other way around as well. So we'll move on. What about Doctor now then? The
Doc is probably
C.
He's a
C.
B.
He's not, bro.
Mm.
He's not. If you run, look, TDS,
agree,
have you ran discipline before? Like any tier of discipline?
Yes, I have, and I use it.
Do.
I know he's very good anti-loop. He's a very good terror radius killer, and he's very good at anti-loop with anti-loop builds, with terror radius builds. I know a Starstruck doctor can be nasty. I know that a anti-healed doctor can be very effective. Anti-gen, he can be very effective with a variety of different builds. But when you look at his power, all right, it's mostly skill checks, and let's be honest, timing those skill checks are not hard at all. Even the impossible skill check doctor, if you're good at the game, we're not talking about somebody brand new to the game who can't even time a skill check regularly. We're talking about, people who can, do actual great skill checks and everything like that. People who actually know what they're doing.
Skill checks that is not even close to even the reason why he's strong. It has nothing to do with it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude or anything.
What makes him?
The one ability you've neglected to mention anything about is the static blast. The static blast is the ability to make good decisions no matter what. That's why I think Demogorgon is a B. He got a ton of add-ons that help his decision making when he's in a portal. Mm-hmm. The ability to see when someone's on a generator, ability to see someone when they're on a portal, like the ability to make good decisions, and the ability to make good decisions is something that like not even every killer in B tier has. Like Billy's got a lot of speed, but he can't do anything with it because he doesn't know where to go. Unless he's got ruined surveillance, but that's perks helping you out.
But also,
but his power has counterplay, like huge counterplay.
So does everybody's. Demo shred is ass.
I'm not talking about Demogorgon. I'm talking about Doctor. I'm talking about Doctor specifically. His power, it has a lot of counterplay. I mean, if somebody's running Iron Will, which is gonna probably soon be the new best thing, like literally, you say it helps them make decisions. Well, if there ain't nobody making any noise when you use your static blast, you just used your ability, and you ain't getting no information. So
TDS, that's
Calm Spirit, not Iron Will. Yeah. If Iron Will actually did do that, then Doctor would be worse. But that's Calm Spirit, and that's an off-meta perk.
Oh, my bad, my god.
Nobody runs Calm Spirit.
I was confused with what you were.
I've seen one Calm Spirit in the past 2 years.
I think, personally for me, I think Doctor, if we were doing a tier list about you're just starting, you want to know how to play somebody, I think he'd be up there, up in the S tier. However, in playing a competitive team,
I would say C. Like,
whoa! I thought you were gonna. Oh, okay. I'm seeing the stream on a delay, so I thought you were about to put Doctor in S tier. Oh my god.
No, sorry.
The stream's delayed.
There is
confused me for a second.
I honestly feel that Doctor is a really good killer, especially if you are new to the game, picking a game up, because he has got a lot of things going for him. Finding survivors, anti-loop, but against a competitive team, I don't
always get those times where your shock just misses, or just not enough time until you can shock him.
But that comes.
This is driving me insane.
Bro,
I cannot believe you guys think he's bad.
Any discipline with any range add-on and low.
He's good. He's good.
And those are yellows. We're not talking about the green or the purple. I'm talking yellow discipline with yellow range. He's B.
For people who are like just saying Doctor is bad because they think that skill checks are strong, if you have discipline and you make someone tier 3 madness, they don't know if you're chasing them or not, and even if they're in an SWF, they can't do anything until they snap out of madness. Yeah. And that's if you give up on somebody. Most of the time, you don't even have to give up on chases if you're good and have discipline, because you can deny any window, deny any pallet. His chase, and he has tracking, so he's never wasting his time. Yeah. No time is wasted when you're playing as Doctor. If you had Trapper and he had wall hacks, that would be insane, right? Well, guess guess what? We have a killer who has a better power than Trapper, base kit, and always knows where to go and what to do, even if he can't do it flawlessly like Nurse. I mean, dude, to say that like Dr. C tier is just like, you know.
I say C tier just because of my experience with him.
Well,
is that
here's my thing.
Play him.
Here's my thing.
I did play him.
Crazy.
It's very easy when you Doctor is only countered by people that are good. Okay, I think that's
gods, and that even then.
But like, he's only
and that's what we're talking about is good players, not trash players.
Listen,
guys. Just
so when you play anybody who's remotely good, your weaknesses, personal weaknesses, as the Doctor, become exposed at a higher rate. Because you only pub stomp people with them. So when you play someone remotely good as the Doctor, you have a more of an easier time losing because you're not as good with him as you think you are because you pub stomp people. Right. But those people that are actually good with Doctor can handle those good teams as him. At least at a B tier level.
For me personally,
saying C tier is not right.
This is where I would put him in. But then I have a problem. Because, sorry, I know it's just catching up there. I think he's better than these. Well, the problem is now is that for me, personally, I would question Billy B in there over Doctor. For me personally,
yes.
And Wraith. So
and Demo now. Sorry.
That's. I don't think Doctor's a bad killer. I don't think he's the best killer, but for me. I think he's got more going for him. Questionable, because I do like the Plague. But that, for me, is where he would sit. But obviously, as I say, guys, feel free to...
You think Demo's better than Billy?
I don't think that
I want to vote on
that.
Good.
Okay.
I think
on Demo being better than Billy.
Okay.
I think he's at least behind freaking Plague, because you get all the tracking, all that stuff, but you don't have anything for the chase. I get it for a shock, but most survivors will just act like a freaking clown and just toss the pallet early, just loop it around, and when he's shocking, he's slowed down, and you can see him shocking, and you can hear him, and you could just leave and go to the next pallet. Yeah, you can fake it, but most of the time, you'll just be next to another pallet. He's good, but he's not that good. He's in the middle. Pretty much. You can shock people out of, like, say, if they're getting a save and you can actually deny them, or if they're about to get into a gen, you shock them and they go into Madness 3 and they can't finish the gen. But he's not that good.
Listing reasons why he's A tier and then saying, oh, that's why he's not good. He's A tier. I mean, I don't know how to... I mean, you guys are disagreeing with me. There's no point in arguing it because you guys all disagree with me. And some of you think he's good, but, like, not quite that good. I think he's A tier. So, I mean, I'm just going to shut up.
He's at least balanced in my eyes.
Yeah, Doctor.
I think Doctor's A tier. Doctor's an A tier on my list.
So do you think
he's not that high?
Do you think Doctor's better than Wraith and Bubba?
I think that's way too high.
Yes, he's better than Wraith and Bubba, yes. With discipline, yes.
Okay. Yes. Well, I tell you what, we'll put him there for now, and then we might move him up. Right.
Okay.
Next killer guy.
That's a good spot for him, assuming that all these tiers are right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's look at Oni. The Oni. Where would you put Oni?
A tier.
I put Oni in A.
Yeah, me too. Oni's a classic.
A.
Brother, I have 3,800. Thank you for asking.
Oni is 100%.
Bro, I have 3K hours.
I've been playing for over 2 years. I don't know how to
5 million
count hours
actually.
I definitely do not
definitely
have less than 2,000 hours.
He's definitely A.
Brother, I was
have
against
1 million plus 1 hours.
So within with Oni, I'm gonna throw a curveball in there. Michael is quite low down because of his early game. If you're playing a good Swift, are they going to starve you of your power?
If they throw in every pallet and everything, then they're wasting the entire map, and then you can just split off and go after someone else. And if you have Tinkerer, what I usually do is I run Tinkerer on Oni. Right. What I do, I let someone waste 50 pallets on me, and then I'm not even focusing on gens until Tinkerer procs. When Tinkerer procs, I go to a gen and get a free hit because I have stealth. That's how I play Oni. When I play Oni, he's A tier. When I do that,
yeah,
it's you know,
Well, see, even if they're trying to starve you of your power, Jay, odds are, like, yeah, you should be running something like Tinker or something, just something to delay the game enough to actually get it once. When you get it once, the idea is that you have Infectious, and then all of a sudden, oh, you're never gonna be starved of your power again because the survivors are now in an extreme position where they are screwed.
Actually,
not to mention there's a particular perk we all know, starts with an S, ends with floppy.
Yeah.
Sloppy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much that is what most actual Oni players use.
I'm gonna say really quick, and this might come as controversial to some people. I think Infectious against a good team isn't actually that good, but that's just me. I think if you run like Tinkerer, Pop, Discordance, Barbecue, which is usually what I run on my Bubba, you can secure the last few gens very efficiently. Or maybe instead of instead of Discordance, Sloppy Butcher. That's what I meant to say. You can really lock down the end game pretty well, and if you have like green duration and yellow duration on your power, I mean, you can get one down, hook, and then like immediately refill your power and save it till you see somebody else immediately down. He can be pretty oppressive, and that's like without Infectious and everything, which I think is overrated on him. So,
not to mention he has
I don't
Billy's
think that's
flick.
ridiculous.
He has Billy's flick, so he does have that potential of actually getting a survivor in those little tricky spots.
Speaking, what do you mean Billy's flick? Billy can't flick anymore.
Yeah. True, now he's Oni's flick.
Billy doesn't have a flick. He just does his little turnaround really quick around loops sometimes, and he can curve. But that's not the same thing. But he does that at the beginning of his charge, Oni does that at the end of his charge, and he can swing around corners. And by the way, there's like an exploit like J flicking you can do where you can 180 flick with Oni, and like good Onis do it literally all the time. So I mean, that also pushes him up to A tier.
And like, if that pushes Blight to S, then yeah.
Yeah, but Blight's J flick Blight's flick isn't as good as Oni's, I think, because Oni has this really, really good hit registration, like that's insane. And if it passes in front of your attack for even a second, the attack automatically goes down and downs the survivor. With Blight, you can sidestep it. It's a lot easier.
Okay.
Okay, so personally, I'm not comfortable with Oni, but I'll go with the majority, guys. I will go with the majority. Okay, so next up, let's have a look. Hag.
A. Would be S if it wasn't for an early game.
Hag.
You do not chase. Hag is definitely A tier. You do not chase a lot. You can't even play aggressive with her as well with her traps. Like, freaking, what was his name? Space Coconut has shown how very strong Hag can really be.
Yeah. I think
the amount of
have to edit Space Coconut might have to be blurred out with a beep in a post, Jay.
I think.
Have you guys ever seen Mitchie?
Yes, he's very good.
Mitchie is
definitely.
Mitchie's good.
Yeah. But I think again we're looking at people. So people who main people and put in quite a lot of hours. So you can get somebody. I think someone called Stalky Boy, for example. I know he's got a channel and he mains Myers. So I'm sure he's probably
I know him.
Very good at Myers. But if we're talking about up against the top teams, how would he do? We're not going to know unless obviously he plays them. But do we think Hag ahead of Oni or below Oni?
I think
definitely
I don't know.
S2 if she had her
they're equal.
rag.
I think they're equal and they're good at different things.
Another problem with Hag is flashlights, which even if one guy has a flashlight, that guy can be a major problem if he knows how to play the game. Because if the guy has a flashlight, he knows he has to step up, and if he steps up, you
I mean, not to mention you can just crouch walk over her traps.
That too.
That is true.
Yeah, but it is time.
But
I would say, in my personal opinion, I think Oni is better because how much counterplay the Hag has.
Okay, here's A tier. This is why I kind of count Doctor and Bubba as A tier killers. A tier is honestly like they're not as consistent as Nurse's Spirit against good teams, but once they like get you in a position where like Oni's Blood Fury and then Hag is when her webs up. Once their like little conditions are met, they can explode. I think that's what the A tier characters are kind of reserved for.
Yeah.
And I consider Hag in that echelon.
Okay. Well, I've said earlier, I'm not too comfortable with Oni being there, but I very rarely play. I think I've played Oni once, so maybe I am not thinking straight. But I would say Hag's stronger than Oni.
I used to main Oni.
Yeah. So, everyone happy with Hag being behind Oni?
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah, they don't. That doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, this is like the point where, like, honestly, A tier. I think a lot of killers in A tier are like kind of close to tied, but
okay. So Huntress next, then, guys.
A. She definitely is an
A.
A.
Well, yeah, we're at A now, but I think probably worse than Hag, because Hag's better on more maps. Hag's better on more maps.
I think
like if
Huntress
it was
is probably the
indoor
worst
maps,
A tier.
yeah. If like indoor maps
No.
really limit her ability.
Rosie, flight speed add-ons are fucking disgusting. She's really
like the flight speed add-ons, the new ones.
Yeah. She's way better than she used to be. I'd agree with you before the update, but now she's gross. Like she's high. She's like high now.
So we leave her there. Pyramid Head.
Probably. I don't know, man. I don't know enough. I mean,
my hot take is B, but I'm gonna shut up.
I think it is B because most people are not afraid of Torment anymore, like the actual bars. They just go through it.
I disagree. I think they're good at denying it. I think good survivors can deny it.
It's both, if you ask me. Especially with the DS nerf, I think he lost a niche. I think because DS is now overall worse, Torment is less desirable in and of itself now.
Not to mention, like, hook perks are kind of like mostly used in like Pop and BBQ and everything. And
also consider a built-in Mori.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But also, what is it? I think Dying Light doesn't even work on him either. Like, no hook perks work with him, so he does have that problem where he can't use most perks.
Yeah,
he's still anti-loop.
Yeah, but
true. He does have that ability. If you pretty much all you need to do is honestly, you don't think what the survivor is. You think what the survivor is going when you're using it. You try to actually hide where you are. If you're behind a wall, pretty much.
But it's reactable. That's always my problem. That the startup is within human reaction time. If they're good, they'll dodge it. 85% of the time.
I think he's like in the middle of Billy and Demo. I think he's
B,
okay.
Honestly. Yeah,
he is B.
I don't know about that.
Do we think he's better?
I don't know enough about him to like make a big statement about Pyramid Head.
If he didn't get nerfed, he'd be.
I could go with B. Go with B.
If you want to put him at top of B, I'm willing to make that.
Well, that's a question. Is he better than Doctor?
I could agree with that.
Is he better than Doctor, guys?
Yes.
I think he's top of B.
Yes, in the right hands. Yes.
Yeah. If top of B is that's a consolation to anybody. I'm willing to concede on that, but I just think A is not after his nerf. That nerf was awful.
Right.
Worse than.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely in my eyes worse than Doctor and Bubba.
Yeah, Reaper
you can still get that down and go for.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with Reaper.
He's worse than Doctor and Bubba, so he's here.
I don't want to like cause controversy.
I feel like he's in the middle of he doesn't have the mobility of Demo and Billy, but he does have that of tracking, also able to deny certain perks of survivors, like we're gonna make it in freaking DS. This DS still does apply.
Yeah.
Just
especially at the end game.
I mean, maybe this is getting too much, but when I play Wraith, I feel more powerful than Pyramid Head. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Like, the more I look at it, I would make that argument.
All right. Well, should we leave him there for now? Then we
you can leave him there for now.
Yeah, we'll leave him there.
But like,
oh, here we go. Here's
twins.
A.
I will die on the. I'm gonna die on this hill. I'm not gonna say it's controversial to say they're good, but I'm also gonna say they're not just good for camping and tunneling.
They're amazing, bro.
You can, like, it's being two places at once. You can do so much with them, and like I honestly think that most people just discredit them so much. Honestly,
and it's really good for slugging.
in Identity 5, the Dream Witch is the best character in the game, and she literally does what the twins do.
One second.
And that's cover the map, and like their conditions do have to be met, and that's their biggest weakness. But once those conditions are met, the survivors can never touch a generator. They just can never do it. Victor is better than any power in the A tier for a chase. He's disgusting.
Victor's better than Demogorgon.
Oh, that's not even
just Victor alone.
Close.
Right. So you saying A for twins?
Easy.
Yes,
A.
one of A, top of A.
Top of A, yes.
Top of A?
Top of A. Honestly, I'm riding high on them so much by now. I might even say S, but I'm not gonna.
I wouldn't say S, but they can't compete with Spirit and Nurse, but they're very good.
Again, just reverting back to Otter's video, because as I say, it's quite interesting seeing the killer mains. Dowsy played as the twins and made quite short work of the Swift team with the twins. So that was quite interesting to see. That really showed a lot of potential.
Even after the nerf?
Twins. It was before the nerf.
The nerf doesn't hurt them much.
Yeah,
it's only like one extra second on it down.
It's 2.
They don't feel as fun to play as the Nerf, but I mean they're still good.
Yeah.
Jay, I haven't watched your video yet. I was gonna get around to it. What do you say in that video about them you posted this week?
I just put on that I'm going to start playing him a bit more because I watched Dowsy's video and seen the potential in how, I mean, he was doing things like blocking hallways, blocking doorways, you know, he was playing mid-witch, so he did have a good map for them, but just seeing the potential and how he split across and using 2 killers across the map, he just showed really good potential, so that was what the video was about, was just me trying them out. I'm nowhere near as good, obviously, but I'm just learning. But there's a lot of different things you can do with them. But I haven't played them since the nerf. I haven't played them since Tuesday. So
you know, if you wanna, I'm just a little self plug here. I got 2 videos on my channel. I get out the little sketch app. I have a little thing about how I started playing them.
All right. Yeah.
If you're interested, I'm not as good as Dowsy by any stretch.
All right.
It's on there.
Yeah, we will check it out.
No,
I will make sure I check it out tonight.
I don't believe freaking Twins is good than those 2. Not even Huntress, because Huntress can fucking go. Like, they've nerfed her that you can actually go through Charlotte now. It's not like freaking having the, what is it called, the husk. Also, whose mic is spamming?
Yeah,
hell?
Someone's mic sounds like they're in traffic or something.
Airless
Pretty
muted,
much.
so
I'm in the car. I'm muted.
Sorry. Okay. Anyways, what is it? Twins definitely is at least behind Huntress. Like, I do not believe.
Well, okay.
Because you have to actually
Charlotte
doesn't
first.
matter. Yeah, Charlotte doesn't matter.
Charlotte doesn't matter. The appeal is when everybody's injured. That little walking brat has no counterplay at all. 0.
Pretty much.
Especially with I know we're trying to avoid. He has a green add-on. The speed add-ons. You can't even like gimmick rotation him, and then Toy Sword. That little brat has no counterplay, and he will down you before you even realize what happened.
He's behind.
What other killer can be at 2 places at once?
None.
Spirit.
The map pressure alone makes them better than Huntress.
I would at least put her behind Huntress. Huntress has a lot more than. If you're going to put in A, at least put her behind Huntress. That's just my 2 cents there.
Wait, who? Twins?
Yes.
No, she's not worse than Huntress.
No,
she's not worse than Huntress.
Let me just, again, I know I've said it a few times now, but revert to the videos from Ott.
Yeah.
Huntress, I think it was Coconut RTS that played, so he's quite a good Huntress main, and I think he got 1 kill.
Yeah, but he was an idiot. He ran some stupid perks. I think he would have done better if he ran normal perks.
Yeah?
He ran some
That's
really
what I mean.
dumb
We're
mean
only
perks.
going off 1 game, I know, but... So you think... for me, I'd say Twins are better than Huntress. But
yeah,
that's
and another thing, to actually kill Victor, keep this in mind. Like when Victor hits somebody, downs them, The only way to kill him after that is to be grouped. Being grouped is bad in Dead by Daylight. So the twins like forcing you to like group to deal with Victor, and then like Charlotte's coming as soon as you're done there. Like, like you're not even gonna be able to pick that guy up if they're running sloppy.
Yeah, that's an important thing. Is the fact that twins punish people's survivors being by themselves, and that's what the best strategy survivors can do. Is just spreading out.
And twins countering that is really big, honestly.
Right. Okay then. Happy to leave her where she is.
So too.
Right. Okay. Freddy.
Probably Okay, so here's my opinion.
Freddy
I don't think
Just one at a time.
I think
Freddy is still good.
I thought
Freddy's
Freddy-
nerf didn't even hurt him. It didn't even hurt him.
I was gonna say I thought Freddy was like overrated. Okay, I don't think Freddy's bad, but I also thought he was overrated. Like survivors would say, he's like unimaginably overpowered. I think he is A tier, and I
Agreed.
also think his position didn't change even a little bit.
No,
Like I
he's
think
still
his,
top
his
three.
snare change is literally completely meaningless.
I don't think that
I
kill
can't-
rate's gonna go down at all.
I think he's probably
you'll have
the
some
weakest
Freddy
in A
profile
tier.
pictures on the forum saying he's dead.
That's because you know why? It's because they can't spam the puddles anymore.
But they can.
Me,
What
They
you mean?
Yeah, I
can
know.
still, yeah.
I know
can
they
still
still
that.
can.
I
they're
was
idiots.
worried when he was
Alright.
nerfed. I was worried that they were gonna make as soon as you tap that button to place a snare, he goes to 110, and that's not how it works.
Not at all.
You go
Yeah.
to
Fully
110 as soon
charged
as the snare is ready, and since that's how it is, he's fine.
it. Yeah.
Yep. It's
I
kind
put
of
him,
it's kind of pointless the fact that you have to the puddle has to be formed and
Like-
then you slow down.
Yeah.
But then it's already done. There's
That's
no
not-
point of the slowdown.
That's not
Last-
the biggest part
Gareth?
about it that hurt him.
Freddy man.
It was
Yeah.
the alarm clocks. The alarm
That
clocks
is
is what hurt him. Is
And borrowed time.
because his.
And
Let's
borrowed
be
time,
honest.
too.
Like, don't get me wrong. The snares are fine, but his best ability to me is the teleport. Like, everybody can have.
Teleport,
I have 5 devotions with Freddy, so yeah. His teleport was his best ability. The alarm clocks basically gave them immunity from being put into the dream world, which is going to make his teleport go even slower. So I think that really hurt. The snares were okay. The pallets were always useless. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care what nobody says. If you think pallets are good, I'm sorry. You must not play this game very much.
Must not play Freddy at all.
You're right.
Stand up,
Yeah.
but
I
stand
literally
up.
did a video about dream palette value, and I played 3 matches back to back, and I only got value out of them in the 3rd match. Like, the first match, nobody dropped 1 pallet. The second match, 1 pallet out of the whole game. The 3rd match, it was a pub stomp. Basically,
I'd say, yeah. Honestly, though, I think without him being able to like just piss on borrowed time anymore, he might be worse than Huntress, man. I think projectile speed is crazy, and
I
think,
agree. Like
think
I
he's
said,
right below
he is
Huntress.
now. Like I said, he is now the weakest in A tier, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And I'm a Freddy main.
I think I'd agree. I think BT
Yeah,
did that. I
I-
think the
Yeah.
sleep timer did that. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Well, okay,
And-
And not to
think-
mention
do we not
not to
think-
mention. Hold on, wait. Hold on, they butchered his add-ons. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Freddy
yeah, those
does
add-ons are
not.
dead.
Freddy does not
Butchered.
need sound add-ons. If you're gonna make a killer that was supposed to be based on the in-game, give him some in-game add-ons. Black Box was a nice change, but sound notifications and that's stupid. Like, it don't even feel like Freddy anymore. There's nothing that makes him
15
unique.
seconds is useless, by the way.
It helps.
How about
Um,
block
it-
the gate for 2 minutes?
it's
There's a
better
nice
than
in-game
it's
add-on.
better
It's better
than
than
Blood
10.
Warden in my opinion. That's for sure.
At least it would add, if you could actually add that with Blood Warden, you could make a lot of end-game builds with that funny add-on. Just everyone.
Yeah, but there's just nothing that's gonna save Blood Warden. But anyway, yeah, the thing about him is nothing that Freddy has feels like Freddy at all. I'm just gonna say it. Like
Like lore wise, you mean? What do you
lore
mean?
wise, everything wise. Like, even if you go into the movies, if you go into anything, nothing feels like Freddy. The only thing that feels like Freddy is, well, to be honest, like the pallets. But that has no real benefit in high level play.
They could take Freddy's power and put it onto a killer that looks like the Grim Reaper, and like change the blood puddles to little shadow puddles, and like it would literally like be completely. His power has no flavor whatsoever. We could go on forever about that. I mean, but I don't think that's relevant to the tier list.
Let's put it like this: there is nothing to fear in the dream world. Nothing. Like, oh, I'm asleep. So
I disagree.
To be fair to that, if there's nothing to fear in the dream world, they won't get the alarm clocks, and if they don't get the alarm clocks, then you have to teleport a bit more often.
And if they don't, then you have snares.
His best power. That's about it. But other than that, other than his teleport, there's really nothing else to fear. That's it.
I think he's just right below Huntress is the perfect place for him. Does anyone disagree with that? Right below Huntress?
Well, yes. I mean, at the top of the conversation, we were saying he didn't even lose his position, but
that's the difference.
But Huntress got higher.
I don't think he's better than Twins, and I don't think he was ever better than Twins, personally.
But Huntress got higher.
Freddy, like I said, coming from a Freddy main, I'm saying he's the weakest A tier.
Right. Okay. We'll put him there for now.
Well, Jay, I mean, you're a Freddy man. What are your thoughts on Freddy? You know?
Yeah. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, your opinion matters.
I still think I would put him stronger than the Huntress.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
10% flying
Guys.
The only problem is that, again, I'm not sure if I'm having a biased opinion because I'm trash with projectile killers. So I'm letting you guys decide on the Huntress in regards to that. The only thing with Freddy, I've said it all along, the powerful thing with Freddy is obviously, yes, the teleport. The nerfs haven't really changed much. I get what you're saying about the alarm clocks. So basically, I mean, to be honest, it was 15%. So you got your teleport 15% every time a survivor was asleep. So if you had 4 survivors asleep, but I haven't found myself struggling to get the teleport in the games I've played.
Yeah,
the thing that makes Freddy strong is his synergy with the perks. I've said that all along. I've said the teleport and pop, for example, the teleport and thrill, and I know Darty disagree with that. And then if I look at him, I'm like, okay, he's an anti-loop killer. So yes, the snares have made a difference, but you don't. It's not like a trapper where you're putting the snares down in locations prior. If you're using it in chase, you're not really feeling that much difference in that. So he's still got his anti-loop with that. So for me, I'd say he's better than Huntress, but not sure as I say on you guys, because I don't play Huntress.
That's all pretty valid, honestly. And you could also make a point that Freddy's better on more maps.
Yeah,
but
and I know people on the chat are comparing him to Clown, but the biggest thing he's got is his map pressure. You can split pressure across the map so well with Freddy, and
like Charlotte in a way.
Yeah, I suppose in a way.
The only reason people are saying that about Freddy and Clown comparison is because of the hindered status effect. That's it. I mean, honestly, people could disagree with this. I think Clown has a stronger with his bottles than Freddy does with his puddles. I mean, you literally have to be asleep, first of all, just for them to even hit someone. The bottles, it doesn't matter if you're awake or asleep because, well, it's the bottles. He don't have no dream world. So there's, Freddy has so much counterplay whenever it comes to his actual abilities.
Yeah,
but it's all it's all about the time and the clock and everything, and like what you have to do in a game. And if you put somebody to sleep, which is done automatically, they have to go and either wake themselves up. They can pop a gen, but that'll make them waste 8 seconds because they lose 10% of the gen. They could run to a clock, wake themselves up, but then they're wasting time running to the clock, and that time you can theoretically take off of your chases because if survivors are they're kind of being chased to that clock to get woken up, or they're kind of knocking 8 seconds off of their gen to wake up, and those can all be added together to be like I gain a lot of time by playing Freddy. Besides the only way to gain time isn't in the chase.
About the alarm clocks, like if I don't know about anybody else, there was no point to getting the alarm clocks before his nerf. So
if you're nearby, I'd grab it really quick.
Well,
I wouldn't have the map for it.
But when you're if people are actually sprinting to get alarm clocks when they're further distance away, they're losing generator time that they weren't losing before his nerf, which makes up for his add-on nerfs. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
So, like
there's still no reason. Yeah, I mean, he'll get a faster teleport, but with a coordinated team and people good on the chase, his dream world really is nothing to be afraid of. Sure, he'll get a faster teleport, but going on the chase, knowing when to give up a chase and do a chase. Like, I have to agree with Jay. His synergy with the perks is honestly better than his power.
Yeah,
that is his power.
That is his power. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jay, I think bottom of A is too harsh.
Yes,
Huntress
because I've seen god tier Huntresses who can snipe people across the map. I've never seen a Freddy hit somebody from across the map, or he don't have any one hit down add-ons. All of his add-ons are crap.
Yeah, but cross maps aren't viable against a good team. Like they're gonna know you're gonna try and go for that.
I say.
Well, I'm just saying.
Huntress.
Yeah. Okay.
At least.
I'm just saying the potential.
Yeah. Jay, you convinced me. You can put Freddy above Huntress.
Yeah, put Freddy above Huntress.
You've given me this one. Right.
I'll just go along with it.
Kirk, Blight. The Blight man.
Yeah, I'd say.
In the chat.
Let's go, baby. Blight is number 2. Don't argue with me. You can argue with me if you want, but Blight's number 2, and I will argue that to the day Spirit, baby. Spirit, baby.
Blight on Larry.
Yes, sir.
I have Spirit at number 1.
Oh, you crack monkey. I have to disagree with you.
Blight on Larry's is just the most fun thing ever. My day just brightens
Crack
up.
Billy.
Dude, Blight is not as bad on indoor maps as you think. When you are in a cramped ass area, it is so hard to fucking dodge a Blight's attack, man. I don't know, man.
He can get his bumps in.
I'm so comfy with
Except when
indoor
you get
maps
to
now.
Larry.
No, I'm so comfortable with indoor maps now. I don't even sigh anymore when I get shit like Larry's. I go like, meh, and then I play it and I win anyway. That's just like, I know that's like against a basic team. It's not against a comp team. I do fine on round fields. You run yellow rat, you're fine on round fields. Honestly, and I run yellow rat every game. It's just, and then that's the only way that he's played against good teams anyway. Nobody plays no speed add-ons against a good team. That's what I said.
Which one does that do? Is that the one that bump that gets you a speed boost when you hit a wall? Okay,
so
he needs that.
Yellow, against a good team, you need a speed add-on. But Blight, okay, so yellow add-on makes it so that every bounce you get 4% extra speed. And then the green crow makes you get 6% extra speed. You stack them, you get 10% extra speed with every bounce. I mean, if you're talking, and that's only 6 + 4 is 9. Yeah, close, but it's 10.
I thought you said freaking 6 and 3.
No, maybe I did, but I meant 6 and 4.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just correcting. Okay. If you stack them, which isn't out of this world, a lot of tournaments, like, it's kind of mixed whether or not they allow it or not, but, that's only a green and a yellow add-on. And, like, with the green and a yellow add-on, that's his second best combination. His best combination is, like, the Alchemist Ring, which is obviously banned and everything. But if you run green crow, yellow rat, he is absolutely fucking absurd.
Okay, here's my question.
He ignores loops. He's great at any jungle gym.
Here's my question. You're talking about how indoor maps he's okay. What about the meat plan?
He's fine, dude. He minces pallets. He minces pallets, bro.
That's horrible for his everybody.
Power, but his power minces pallets like fucking Leatherface's, dude. He literally has the chase of Leatherface, but like no counterplay if you're using those 2 speed add-ons, and he can it has map pressure. It is insane. Like and Spirit to be like broken like needs 2 greens, which is still like not so much different from green and yellow. But like I think a God Blight with 2 speed add-ons is better than like a Spirit with like a speed and a duration, or 2 durations, or duration and whatever. I mean, I don't know.
From my experience, going against good Blights, that is, I would say he's S tier in my opinion.
Well, we know he's S tier.
Yeah, definitely.
Blight is a long cooldown, bro. What?
I think with the 3 remaining killers, or 3 remaining killers, Blight included, it's all about, are we all in agreement they're all going to be S tier?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spirit first and S. Not Spirit.
I think Spirit's the best character in the game.
No, freaking Nurse. Sorry, I'm tired. Freaking my coffee hit is run low. Anyways, freaking Nurse is number 1, Spirit is 2, and Blight is 3.
I have Spirit 1, Nurse 2, and Blight. Blight being 3 is something that I've just started seeing, and I've been out of the loop for a while, so I need to research that a bit more. But I'm not gonna argue with anybody because I don't know much about it yet.
Nurse is number 1 for sure.
So,
that's becoming an increasingly debated topic. I think Otz had Spirit at number 1 in his last tier list, and Arditha got off the Nurse train a while ago.
I heard a streamer a while back.
No, Nurse is Nurse is the best one. A Starstruck Nurse is scary.
I think people just want to say Nurse isn't the best anymore because people are tired of Nurse being the best.
Mm-hmm.
That's my controversial opinion. I think people are just tired of her being the best. Like, wouldn't it be neat if Spirit was better? Let's say Spirit's better.
I think the only reason people are saying that is I think they're only saying that because Spirit is easier to learn than Nurse.
Okay, well, hear me out here.
Yeah,
in terms of the math, she has the worst map presence out of all 3 characters in S tier. So
Spirit is the worst, or Nurse is the worst?
Nurse does. She has a fatigue. She's got to sit still every 2 seconds. It's little stuff like this in the S tier that matters.
But
yeah, I know. But I've seen legacy nurses in an SWF in 3 minutes.
Yeah, dude. Like her chases, her chases can literally be 10 seconds. Like even Spirit's chases can't be 10 seconds, and Blight's can, which is why I still think that he's really good. I mean,
I think someone put it in chat. That, I mean, are we all in agreement that Nurse is the only one that defies all the general logic of the game? No pallets, walls.
In the right hands.
But she also has her own
in the right hands. In the right hands, there is no counterplay to the Nurse. Honestly, if it's a good nurse, not somebody learning the Nurse.
Yeah.
Look, here's by the way, if you guys want the math behind it or whatever, like, let's talk about it this way. A Spirit isn't gonna get a hit on a good player outside of her power. Can we agree on that? Can everyone in the call agree on that? That a Spirit's not going to get a hit on a Spirit is not going to get a hit on a good survivor without using her power. Can we talk about that? Like, can we agree on that?
Agreed.
At the right location.
Yeah, she's slow
against a good team.
Yeah.
So I think if you take that into mind, and you also take into mind that whenever the Spirit uses her power, when she ends her power, you don't just lose everything you've used in that power usage. You also lose like another second. So if you use 3 seconds of her power, you lose an extra second. So you lose 4, or I think it's 3.5 seconds. I don't know, but you lose a half or like a second extra than what you used. So you're getting the full value out of your power when you use all 5 seconds. But if you use all 5 seconds, you have a 15-second cooldown. If you use less than that, you have a 3.5, 4.5, or what am I saying? You have a 12.5, like 13.5 second cooldown. With Blight, you can bounce off of 2 walls, which is 2, each token is 2 seconds long cooldown. Get a hit, and then cool down your after hit cooldown's 2.5 seconds, and then 2 more seconds, then 2 more seconds, and that's 7 seconds. And then you can use your power again. If survivor gets to a pallet, you can mince the pallet instantly, and then your cooldown for getting your tokens back, by the way, starts as soon as the pallet is broken. So if you break the pallet, it's instantly recharging. You'll have your charges back by the time, like a second after you're done breaking the pallet, and you can immediately go in for another hit. And if you know how to flick, it's like impossible to dodge out in the open against a Blight.
Okay, but I think that flick's going away. I don't know when, but I think that's an exploit that's going away.
No,
so I'm choosing not to factor
not
that into anything.
But if you wait until you're right on
somebody, that's a tech. They're not gonna get rid of that.
Oh, they've gotten rid of all kinds of tech. They got rid of Legion's
even if you call it tech,
flashlight tech.
Even if you call it a tech, they didn't get rid of that. It's still in the game. No, that's still in the game.
Well, so they just said they got rid of it and they didn't. So behavior.
But
great.
I think even if because look, his hit reg is insane because he has a 180-degree hit angle in front of him when he's right next. Like when you swing right out of your power instantly, you have a 180-degree hit cone, which is the entire area in front of you. You can hit people out of your field of view. If you lunge, it's a lot smaller, but you can wait till you're right on people and then land the hit, and it's like undodgeable. And especially if you ran the right way, and like, it's extreme with spirit and a normal D. I'm sorry, I'm reading chat. I think Blight's better than spirit.
Well, I think Blight has
that's
to
long and
obey
short of
more
it.
rules.
But can I
than
add
Spirit
to that
does.
is
Barely.
you can't see Spirit when yeah, you might see her when she's moving stuff in the environment, but you can see Blight and you can plan your attack, but you can't see a Spirit. You can guess. That's the thing about her, is that you can only guess a Spirit.
Blight's also more susceptible to Dead Heart than Spirit is.
Well,
the Spirit can only guess you as well.
I wouldn't call what Spirit does a guess if you're good.
No.
Spirit uses
true.
the environment around her to know where you are. So it's only a guess on the survivor side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do, guys.
If she didn't have the animation, it should be even better.
Yeah. We'll leave it as this. However, we will go around and you can change it however you want. So, should we start with you, Kirk? So, for you, your killer tier list, you'd be looking Nurse, then Spirit. Anybody else you'd change on that? If it was not opinions, it was just down to what you think.
If we're doing straight opinions, as much as I love Blight, I don't think he can compete to the level of Spirit and Nurse.
Well, okay. Well, that's without speed add-ons, and that's also if you're, there's so many. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
power.
But we're talking about we're talking about the
guys,
best of the best competitive.
Yeah. We'll go around.
You run out on.
I think so, because this is probably the consensus. However, not everyone's in agreement. So we'll go around one at a time. So Kirk, you've got this like that. Anything else you change?
So yeah, so I would have that. I would maybe have. I mean, maybe I'm overrating Huntress flight speed. Let's say Freddy and Huntress are tied, so that I probably wouldn't change that order.
Right.
Doc, I would put Pyramid Head ahead of Doc. I would put Bubba, right. I think he'd stay where he is. I think Wraith would probably go down below. Probably. I think this is a pretty okay. Oh, I put Plague higher. Yeah, I'd put Plague in at like near the top of B, probably by Doctor and Pyramid Head.
Okay.
I'd put Deathslinger above Demo, below Wraith.
Yeah.
I'd probably move Myers up to the top of C tier.
Right.
And that's probably and maybe and if I want to throw in a really controversial opinion, I would put Trickster right above Clown.
Right. Okay, so this would be Kirk's tier list.
Honestly, like
Darth, you can go next. What would you change with this?
Well, I would definitely change the Doctor's position entirely.
Okay.
Down to C.
Right.
Based on some of the things that were mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
But I would definitely keep Myers in D tier, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Trickster has gotten better. I have seen some really nasty Tricksters actually lately.
Okay.
His buff actually was pretty decent. But let's see. I would definitely move the Pig in last place. Right. Because there's nothing that benefits her power at all.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I would definitely put Legion in D tier as well.
Right.
In my list. Let's see. I think Pyramid Head is fine where he is.
Yeah.
Let's see. I would probably move Leatherface.
Yeah.
Probably behind the Deathslinger, in my opinion.
Okay.
The twins, I wouldn't even have in that tier. I would probably have her in like B tier or something, but wait, I can't even see it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc. So that
Let's
would be
see.
Darth's Spirit upgrade.
So I would swap Spirit with Blight pretty much. Blight is definitely at least a third.
Yeah.
I would put Hag as first in A.
Yeah.
Then Freddy would be at least. Actually no. Huntress. So Hag, Huntress, Oni, and then Freddy.
Yeah.
Freddy's still good, but that nerf with the clocks did really hurt him.
Yeah. Okay.
B,
I agree.
I would put. Actually, no. I would put Wraithy on S. But jokes aside, I would put Wraith at B.
Yeah.
Wraith at B. Twins second. Pyramid Head at third. Blight fourth. Actually, no. Bubba at fourth because.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe put Bubba and second. Actually,
Okay.
if you could. Okay, and then I would put Demo's fine. Deathslinger's fine. I would definitely put freaking Billy in D, but he does have the ability in one shot. And Ghostface is fine. Doctor, I would actually put Doctor in B, but right at the back. If you know how to actually use his shock properly, his static blast, and like know the time when you want to put someone into Mantis 3 so you can prevent them from doing anything.
Yeah.
Trickster is fine. Clown is definitely the only thing they've changed, honestly, instead of the bottles is just his reload speed. That's all that they have. If they had separate bottles and they were only 2, like their own thing, then they would be fine.
Yeah.
Michael definitely in front of freaking Legion. Legion. The only problem is about Legion. I would maybe C because I've seen what Thomas. No, I can't pronounce his name. You know who I'm talking about, the Legion main guy. He really plays Legion very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tats. I can't pronounce his name. Trapper definitely is just an old killer. He needs to work with his power. I honestly feel like that if they put his traps in lockers so you can just grab him out and he had a second, like he can hold a second trap, he'd be so much better.
Yeah. So you're putting him bottom for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pig definitely is better than Trapper, but again, people just gen rush her. That is honestly, if a small buff I would give her is that every time when someone completes a generic, if she still has traps in her inventory, they're already primed. So then you can't just gen rush her, they're already readied, and you only need to do is put them on. But if the in-game starts, then they turn off.
Yeah.
So, can't keep them in. But for now, she's definitely not strong.
Okay.
That's my...
This would
that's
be
my list.
your list. So Airless, is Airless still here? I know he said he was...
I'm here. I just doing stuff.
Okay.
Not that many changes, just a couple one. I'm not looking at it right now because I'm still on my phone doing stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Spirit and Blight can be in their own tier, and Nurse can be in S tier. Because she is above Spirit and Nurse by a large majority, in my opinion.
Right. Okay.
And Trickster, Trickster is C tier, high C tier. And I say that because Trickster, in my opinion, is very similar to old Legion. That he's not that good, but a good Trickster, if we're talking about Trickster played to its best, if you see a survivor, they're going to get laceration. Essentially, it's a laser looking at him. And it's going to slowly fill up the more he can see you. Loops are just insane for him because, especially like the junk loops, or like, those loops on like Temple of Purgation, the smaller ones, those are death. Like many loops against Trickster, you're going to get laceration. It's just going to slowly build up.
Okay.
Kind of like Toxic from like Dark Souls. And Trickster is a lot stronger than people give him credit for.
Right, so
but
would you leave
him,
one C,
playing
or
as
would you
him and
move
against
him
him, and I think it should be removed. High C, top C.
High C, top C, right.
Above.
And all the rest the
and
same.
Bubba A tier. I think he, his power, honestly, I know this sounds weird.
You need to go shower, I think.
That's Bubba's. That's people who think Bubba are A tier need to shower,
like,
bro.
Yes.
You dirty boy thinking Bubba's A tier. Right.
Just send him to. No, she's saying that because you sweat. You sweat like crazy with.
Right. Okay.
We'll send you to Larry's.
Bro. Go shower, bro.
Rosie.
Okay. Let's see. I'm looking at it right now. Doctor A.
Doctor in A.
Doctor A. Let's see. Move Ghostface above Hillbilly, and move
Right.
Plague down to C.
Okay.
Twins, either top of A, bottom of S. I'm high on twins right now, bro.
I was gonna say you're taking the piss, aren't you?
You know what? I'm gonna be different. Throw twins in S. I'm gonna be different. Move Huntress below Freddy.
Huntress below Freddy, yeah.
Yeah. And then let's see. Move what was that? Move I'm debating on Shitslinger and Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
I'll say that's fine for
Say
now.
that.
And then let's say bottom move Legion above Clown.
Legion above Clown, right. Okay.
And then Trickster back down to D, and then that's everything.
Someone's not having a good time right now. I hear the tooting.
Right. Okay, let me quickly do mine.
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah. Let me quickly do mine. I would move Oni below Freddy. Bobber. I'll have to do. I'll be the one that demotes Ghostface. Let's have a look. That, let's see. I think that's what mine would probably look like. I know I've just done it quickly there, so a couple of quick changes. But that would probably be mine. Actually, let me just put Demo above him there. Yeah, I think that would be mine. Actually, no. I've moved Oni right down. Right, let me quickly... Brother has put on his on screen, so let me just reset that. So his tier list: Nurse top, Spirit alongside, Blight in A tier. You'll be happy with that, Kirk. B tier no one, C tier.
Happy, yeah.
Billy, twins.
Oh, what with that Billy blowjob he was given earlier? I can't believe Billy's not in B.
Bubba.
Please, we don't need
Billy's
any more.
Still top 5. Please, I'm done.
Bubba.
I can't.
We don't
anymore,
need.
dude.
We can't.
Pyramid Head.
I mean, if you're using controller though.
Huntress. Where's Huntress on here? I'm starting to. Oh, I've already put Huntress on. Bubba, Hag. So you've got everybody on C tier practically. Demo. I'm presuming. Oh, you've said no order there, right? So Slinger, and in D tier you've got Oni.
Hag and fucking C tier.
Freddy.
We can definitely agree. Oh.
Who died?
Airless, I think probably just lost connection using the car. Or he had to shower from saying Bubba was A tier.
Yeah.
Well, so do I again.
Just send him to Larry's. Get in there.
Send him to Larry's, bro. Sure. Step in the doctor's shower.
Legion. I'm just
don't
D tier for.
Myers.
I can't with this, bro.
Right.
This tier list is fucking amazing, bro. I love this.
I can't believe he's not viral.
Where is Trickster? You haven't put. Oh, you have put Trickster in between there. So that would be brothers. So you're saying all these killers are trash. Right.
Well,
that's awesome.
All right.
Okay. Like, I mean, it's like that's not even like wrong. Like, a lot of the killers are trash, but like, look at that tier placement. Like, okay. The amountitude of C and D tier, just like if you ever have a tier list that looks like that and a tier is getting a bit long, there is most likely a power distinction in there somewhere. Like if you have a tier list that looks like this, you don't analyze the game enough.
You don't play enough characters either.
Yeah, you don't analyze the game.
Yeah,
enough
I think
the
key is, and this is why I like Otter's videos quite a lot, because it all depends on people's mains. You know, I'm trying to think. I mentioned Stalky Boy, for example. He mains Michael Myers. He's probably good with him. He probably would have a better chance against a Swift, albeit a lot of killers are going to struggle against a top % Swift. You know, but
Stocky Boy would be defenseless.
Well, yeah, we didn't rank Swift on the tier list.
Yeah, you know, and it's the same we mentioned about Dowsy, for example, with twins. The guy who Ott brought in with Bubba, you know. So I think you have to take into account that people can pick up and play these characters and maybe do well, but we're not going to know until you see it in action. And the thing is, it is very, I still think the biggest thing on the game is it's very RNG dependent. You can have two different games, two different maps. You can have the same map but two different, you know, windows openings or where the breakable wall is, and it will affect the game. So, although that is sometimes frustrating, I think that's what keeps the game alive as well and makes that variety, is that you're not going to get the same trials pretty much. You know, because I think if I'm playing a top % team every week, I'd probably put the game down eventually and stop playing. You know, it's probably too stressful. But that's the thing. So someone's put on there, Ott mains Trapper puts him D tier. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. But could he against a Swift? Have you seen him with a Swift? I mean, I've seen Ott play a Swift team and beat them with Legion. You know, so
Otts also doesn't main Trapper. Like, even just because Ott says, "Oh, I made the Trapper, guys," he doesn't main the Trapper. At the best of the best, he played Hag. Like, for real.
Right.
Trapper mains would be playing Trapper in bracket. He doesn't main Trapper. Don't listen to him.
So
the Trapper would do
please don't.
thing.
Yeah. So that's it for the tier list, guys. So I don't know. Do you? As I say, I've put them on the screen. I'm going to reset this just in case people think we've done this.
To be fair,
but
to be fair, one little comment in whenever it comes to Otts Darva, I've seen him say Beast of Prey is good. So.
He said No Way Out was gonna be good.
Yeah.
He's a shill, guys. He's a shill.
A shill,
dude. Like a lot of the things that I see him do, I find very questionable. I'm not here trying to bash the guy. I'm not trying to discredit him. But some of the things that I have seen him say and some of the things that I have seen him do, like everybody acts like all he does is go against pure SWF all the time. You know, you look at his Trapper. You look at his Trapper gameplay, and I've noticed like a lot of people that he goes against with that specific killer are usually pub stomps, like to the point that he can literally put on a timer
50 games in a row.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think anyone's arguing here that he's better. Like that Trapper is high because Starver can win pub games with him. Like even he says that Trapper's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You know,
and I think as well. I think he admitted that when he had the debate with True, because he said if he was playing against top teams, he wouldn't even be able to get, was it 5? I think he said, 5 consecutive wins. So I think he acknowledges it, and I think that's the same for all of them that are doing the win streaks. You are very reliant. You need an element of luck to be able to do it, as well as obviously they are skillful players because they've got a lot of hours in the game. But yes, I do agree in regards to seeing the survivors. Survivors of people sometimes play against. Sometimes we've discussed this plenty of times now. You see it and people say top %. You're like, oh, was it top %? On another note, Otts did reply to me on Twitter, and he is happy to come on to the podcast at some point.
Ooh,
bit busy. He is a bit busy at the moment, but maybe in the future he will be coming on. So that would be quite exciting, and I'm sure it'd be great.
Don't let me miss that day, bro.
Yeah.
Can I ask Jay? Can you see if you can try getting Marth88?
Oh, please, get him.
Dude, I would love
to
get
Marth.
Please get
Marth.
Please get Marth.
Marth.
He's the nurse conversation. he is the one who needs to have the nurse conversation. Definitely.
Yes.
He is a legacy nurse. I watch him all the time.
And
I've
Ray.
seen him in. Yeah, dude. I've seen him in SWFs with nurse. Like I said, in 3 minutes, he was the one I was referencing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think for him specifically, I think the conversation that I want to have the most with him is a possible repeat of the D-Pip squad.
Yeah.
Yes, I would
Well, I'd love
that.
for him to do that again.
Yeah.
We need a modern D-Pip
You know what?
squad.
Oh, matters of fact, how about you have a discussion with him about gen speeds?
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
be
good.
something. Also,
Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
you go.
No, it's all right. Go on.
I was gonna reference another content creator, Demi. He's pretty dude,
Oh,
and he's
dude, that
Australian
would
as
make-
well.
I love
I-
Demi.
I want to say hello there, bitch. Remember me? I really want to see him again because I've versed him a few times. I'm like, I want to get him as my Wraith because I always get him with other killers, and I'm just like, fuck's sake, why can't I get you with my Wraith, the one killer I'm good at?
I love
I
being
went
on,
with
but
my.
I gotta go. I gotta go with some family. But it was great being on. You know, this was a really fun
Yep.
time.
Yeah.
It was nice seeing you.
Alright,
Good talking to you guys.
Of course, Kirk, as always.
Yeah. So, yeah, I will. I've
You know,
Jay.
Jay.
I've wrote
You know,
names
Jay.
down, guys. Yeah. Go on.
You can't work miracles, but you know, there's your
Jay,
suggestions.
I would literally pay if you could get an interview with Almo.
Almo.
I would
Oh
pay
my
you.
God.
I
I
would
wouldn't
pay
be able
you.
to come onto that one. I would just.
Oh, I would.
No,
I would
would
have.
die.
I would literally have so much negative. You know what to say to
It-
him.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you
you
get
mean
Almo,
the-
you have to do it on one-on-one. I couldn't.
Yeah,
do it on
yeah.
that day. I would just
I think-
slander him.
I think
That yeah.
because just to let obviously people know, and obviously you guys know as well. So how I run the podcast, we do 10 episodes. So we are on the 10th one now. So we will take a break for. I think last time we took about 4 weeks break, 5-week breaks. But I will message all the people you've mentioned there. So I will. It's a case of just trying to get the retention because we are only a small channel. So it is just trying to get the retention.
I mean, you got Scott to join, so
Yeah, and that was. I mean,
that
was,
one was like that really boosted you
Yeah.
so well, and I'm so sad I never got a chance to actually. Oh, would I love to
Yeah.
say hello to Scott?
Yeah, and I did.
It really
It's not
sucks
that
when
great,
you're.
bro. It's not that much of a life-changing experience.
It's not a life-changing experience. I just would like to verse him so bad because being Aussie, you can't really get many content creators. Most of them are all in America.
Yeah.
I
You
only
got
got
no
Demi I
drive,
can
dude.
verse.
Have you played Fungoose before?
Well, thank you.
Fungus.
Yeah. Have you heard of Fungoose?
I know who he is.
Yeah, I
I've
heard of
never
him and I
spoke to
played
him, though.
against him,
Right.
but I rarely see him anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he plays it anymore, the game. But just drifting off
think
away
that's a
there.
good
So I will message the people that you've mentioned, guys. If you do have any other suggestions, feel free to pop in the Discord, mention it in there, let me know. But I will message to get people on for Series 3. I mean, I think in Series 1 we had Terrico, we got Earth to Lydia, then we've got people in Series 2 as well. So like the bigger content creator was Scott, but upgrade appreciate everybody that's been on, Darth, Rosie, Airless, the people who aren't content creators as well. Spirit upgrades. So it was good getting everybody on, and we will take, as I say, a break for about 4 or 5 weeks, and we will be back after then. So hopefully we'll have some new guests as well coming on, and I will try to get these people on that you mentioned. I would love, and I said it before on the podcast, I would love, the ultimate aim when I started the podcast was to speak to a developer. So
Yes,
I would
that would be
love
awesome.
to get a developer on and ask questions and give you guys a chance to ask questions, things like that. And I will keep trying. I have tried, I will keep trying, guys, and see what we can do. So, anything else before we leave, guys? Any other questions or anything?
Hashtag fire Almo.
Hashtag
Oh.
fire Almo.
Brother
Plug
Phoenix,
it, bro.
True.
I did message True. He hasn't responded. I don't know if he's probably never even noticed the message. So, but I have messaged True as well, as I say. Ott did reply. To be fair,
Yeah,
to him. He
True
did
would be
reply
so
to me, and
Nah,
yeah,
Marth.
so- but I
Marth
will-
would be. Sorry.
Yeah.
Marth Martha
Mark.
Gin Speed discussion, please.
I will.
Honestly,
get in
I'm
touch
gonna throw
with
one
them.
more name in there.
Go on then.
I would love to get Tide Time. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that'd be another good one.
Tide Time don't even play no more, I don't think.
I think he's back.
No, he
I
does.
think
He has
plays
been.
now.
He came
is
back. He
Yeah.
came back. Yeah.
Oh, he
I would
came
love
back?
to
Think
get
of
him on.
time.
I
didn't
gotta
think of
start checking
time.
up.
Yeah.
Oh god, I would love time.
Have a discussion with map design with Tide Time.
Yeah,
And
I will.
killer
I will.
strategy.
I've wrote the names down. I will get in touch. And guys on the call as well. So Rosie, Darth, Airless, please keep in touch over Discord. You know, we can still keep chatting and that. I've got accustomed to speaking to you guys every week, so I don't want to miss you all too much. So please stay in touch. Rosie, I'm going to check your twins videos out after this. And
All right.
yeah, and that's it, guys. So thanks a lot for the chat as well. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for all your questions, your suggestions, your disagreements as well. So that's it, guys. So we will see you in a few weeks' time, and obviously I'll keep putting out some Freddy videos and twins videos